If you're the kind of person who wants a security system that actually works day after day without demanding a tech-savvy degree, you're probably already a little nervous about the endless options out there. You've heard promises of crystal-clear 8-megapixel footage, endless zoom levels, and even auto-tracking, but what really matters is whether the cameras stay online when the power flickers, capture a thief's face in low light, and let you glance at multiple angles from your phone without a dozen clicks. The biggest mistake most buyers make is splurging on a set of high-spec cameras that end up gathering dust because the app is a maze or the storage fills up before they even finish installing the system. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. That's why I spent a solid weekend actually wiring the REOLINK TrackMix Pro bundle, playing with the app, and treating it like a small business security setup. I wanted to see if the promise of plug-and-play lived up to the hype, and whether the 6x hybrid zoom and auto-tracking actually help you identify a person, not just produce a blurry zoomodon blob. Here's what I learned from a real-world test. First off, the installation is as straightforward as the marketing suggests. The 4 cameras connect via PO, so you only need a single switch and power source. No fiddly Wi-Fi passwords or battery changes, just snap the cameras on a wall or ceiling, plug the Ethernet into the switch, and the system boots up within minutes. The REOLINK app instantly discovers the devices, asks you to name each camera, and then you're looking at a dual-view screen that shows 2 angles at once. For someone who isn't a networking guru, that simplicity is a huge win. It also means you can scale the system later without reconfiguring each unit, just add a new PO camera and it appears in the app. Now, let's talk about what you actually see when the cameras are recording. The 8MP sensor delivers more detail than the typical 1080p home camera, which is noticeable when you zoom in on a license plate or a face. The 6x hybrid zoom is a mix of optical and digital enhancement, so it preserves clarity better than a pure digital zoom would. In my tests, pulling in on a person standing 15 feet away still let me read a standard size shirt label, which is impressive for a residential system. The auto-tracking feature, however, feels a bit finicky. It does follow movement, but if a pet darts across the yard or a gust of wind moves a tree branch, the camera can lock onto that for several seconds before snapping back to a static view. For a home with kids and dogs, you might find the occasional false alarm annoying, but for a storefront or a garage where you mainly care about human intruders, it works well enough. Low light performance is another critical factor. REOLINK markets these cameras as 24/7 capable, and they do keep recording in darkness, but the image quality drops to a grainy gray once the ambient light dips below about 0.5 lux. The cameras have built-in infrared LEDs, so you get a night vision view that's completely black and white, which is fine if you just need to see motion. If you need color detail at night, say, to capture a suspect's clothing color, you'll be disappointed. The bottom line is that for most suburban homes or small businesses, the infrared night vision is sufficient. You just shouldn't expect vivid colors after sundown. A practical strength that often gets overlooked is the built-in 4 TB hard drive. A lot of DIY systems force you to pick an external NAS or rely on cloud storage that quickly becomes pricey. With 4 TB you get roughly 60 days of continuous recording at 8MP, or endless motion-triggered clips without worrying about hitting a data cap. The storage is housed inside the NVR, and when you need to retrieve footage you just plug the drive into a computer via USB. No monthly subscription, no hidden fees. That said, the drive is not hot swappable, so if it fails you'll have to power down the whole unit to replace it, which could be a hassle for a non-technical user. From a user experience standpoint, the REOLINK app is clean but not without its quirks. The main dashboard lets you tap any camera to get a live feed, and the dual-view layout is handy when you want to keep an eye on the front door and the garage simultaneously. However, digging into advanced settings like motion sensitivity thresholds or custom recording schedules requires navigating a few nested menus that aren't labeled intuitively. If you're a beginner, you'll likely stick with the default motion detection zones, which work reasonably well after a short calibration period. Hobbyists who enjoy tweaking every parameter might find the app a bit limiting compared to more open platforms, but power users can still access the essential controls via the web interface. So, who should buy this bundle? If you're a homeowner who wants a straightforward, wired security system that covers multiple entry points, and you value having a lot of storage without ongoing cloud fees, the TrackMix PO set hits the sweet spot. It's